Here we go for another weekly call. Welcome to everyone who's joining live. Welcome to everyone on the recording. Man, if you guys are here, obviously you're willing to do business a bit different, right? You're willing to just go with the flow of listening to your heart, of leading with service, leading with generosity, leading with love, leading with kindness, all of the virtues that are truly you. And the reason why a lot of you are here is because you're in the group, the Connect, Contribute, Collaborate group, and you are well aware that most people are growing business from the place of ego, which is just as beautiful. It's just as beautiful. It just seems to be falling out of alignment for a lot of people. And it really does give me a sense that things are starting to shift. Whenever we're starting to build business in terms of collaboration and away from competition, more of your heart starts to shine through, right? And you become more creative, you become more kind, right? More loving, and you definitely are able to connect with people in a very, very different way, whether that be your audience, right? Whether that be team members, whether it be clients. And that's what I've noticed is just the connection with you guys, the connection with everyone in the group. It's just at a different level, just really at a new level. And so I'm super excited to always organize these each week, because I always get text message of everyone saying who they met, what they're doing together, how of a magic connection that it felt, and how much this community means to a lot of people. So I'll continue doing it if you guys want to continue getting the value. So that's awesome. So if you have joined this call before, you know we generally start by taking a breath. What a concept, hey? Let's just take a breath and get present, get centered. And the reason being is because when you're present, when you're centered, when you're focusing on your heart, you can generally remember times in the past where you have just been giving, when you've done a random act of kindness, for example, or you've just been in a space of doing an act because it felt like this is who I am, not for what you can get in return, not because of your accolades or what some people may want for some sort of reward, but you just did something because that's who you are. And you can feel when you give without expectation, right? When your primary focus is on giving, of service, of being generous, of kind, of love, notice how expansive it feels. It can feel very scary to your physical mind to operate in business that way, right? But notice how expansive it feels. And whenever I started learning a lot of business and I started doing it from a place of safety, right, in a place of security, like I need to know these 7 steps to get this outcome, and I need to be secure that I can get that outcome with certainty, right? I started noticing, and that felt contracting. Did not feel expansive, it felt contracting. And that's really where I started doing a lot of meditation, creating a lot of shifts within myself, because I realized I was operating from fear. And a lot of you guys now know that when you come from that place of love and kindness, it can feel scary, but the magic just starts to flow. The synchronicities, right? Serendipities, the higher level ideas start to flow through, and magic really, really does start to happen. And that's why this group is so powerful. That's why it's awesome to have you guys here each week, whether it be on this call or whether it's tomorrow, same time on the group coaching calls. Always a pleasure. Always, always a pleasure. Now, who would like to come on to speak? Obviously, we have a couple of people who are new, which I'd love to invite on. But for those of you who want to have the rundown, we basically, on this call, introduce some people. And when they come on and share their business, everyone that's on the call, whether it be the recording, whether it be live here, always ask themselves in the back of their mind, what is it that I can do to serve, right? How may I serve this person? Who can I connect them with? How can we collaborate somehow, right? How can I just give, whether it be a type of service, whether it be a type of resource. How may I serve? How can I give? And if you do that with everyone you meet and a lot of people you meet here, that's how you build your network. That's how you build your network from a place of kindness, a place of real connection, where you're just coming from a place of serving and asking yourself that question of how may I serve? Trust me, you'll get some answers. For those of you who are new, I came prepared. Everything we do here in this recording and in this live Zoom call, we also do on Slack. So you can do that in your own time. So you don't have to quickly meet everyone on here, and you can do that at your own time. This here in the chat is the link to join. So feel free to do that. Feel free to join. If you haven't already, in that Slack channel, you can share all the links, share what it is you do, personal message people. Everyone who's jumped on this call live is also in that on that Slack channel. So you can obviously meet people in your own time and see how you can help each other, how you can collaborate. All right. Once again, if you guys are just jumping on, if you have any podcasts, if you're looking for guests, if you're looking to host, if you're looking to whatever, collaborate in some way, feel free to put all of your links in the chat. Make sure people can connect with you. It seems like Barb recently published my podcast. Barb, that's awesome. I know we've been in chat for a while. So who's new here? Feel free to type in 1 in the chat if you want to jump on live with me here and have a chat and share your business, all those different things. I'd be more than happy to give you guys the floor for a little bit. So we have Emmy. We have, I know Rachel wanted to come on. Feel free to, so we got some new people here, which is awesome. Let's do Emmy first. I know Emmy has a new program she's launched. Tune in, let's hear all about it. Where is your name? There we go. Brace yourselves for the awesomeness. Emmy.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I am good. There we go. Now you can see me.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. This is such a great idea.
It is. And I'd love to take credit for it, but everything that comes out of my meditation in terms of an idea, I don't take credit for. So it's just this collective idea that I think a lot of the group had. And I'm just providing the environment for everyone's divine genius to flow through them. And so I'm just the facilitator. You guys are all you guys are orchestrating the genius. So very well done.
There we go. Awesome.
So feel free to share with us who you are, your business, what you've got going on, and then we can come up with some ideas on how we may help.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Emmy Kirshner. I live in Philadelphia. I'm a business coach, international speaker, hoster of the Tribe of Leaders podcast. And I help struggling creative entrepreneurs take off their overworked admin hat where they're trying to juggle all the tasks in their business and really step into the leadership role of being CEO and growing into a multi-six-figure business through doing a lot of just sales and sales strategy and then some mindset, but leadership work so that they're leaving kind of the employee mindset and stepping into really running their business for the first time without overwhelm and burnout and exhaustion. And hey, everybody, it's so nice to see everybody connecting too. That's awesome. And you and I chatted a little bit today. I just launched about a month ago a new 90-day program called Six Figure Accelerator. And I designed that program to help people really move quickly into getting into and past their first 10K a month. So we go through a whole process, and it's kind of the general framework for all of my coaching. in that we start with foundational, what's your vision, etc., and then move through how to create an authentic organic sales system so that you're building relationships that really connect, and then you're serving, whatever it is that you offer at your highest place. And how to do that and feel good about it and really be a great superstar salesperson, but also how do you operate the business, create systems that are easy to input, how do you hire your first team members, what does that look like, and my 5 principles for leadership and being a CEO. So the people that are in the program now are seeing great results, and it's been super cool to see everybody blossoming in just a few weeks. And I think the best things that I'm looking for is a couple of different things. Obviously, if you know somebody that might be a good fit for that, I'd love the introduction. Starting to look for new people to interview on my podcast that have really cool leadership stories and how leadership has affected their business. And then also be a guest on other people's podcasts or do interviews, mutual interviews, and collaborate via Facebook groups.
Awesome. Beautiful. I know I've been on your podcast, you've been on mine, and the thing that resonates with me is, although because a lot of people are struggling and obviously wearing a lot of hats, we had a really, really cool chat on how to build a business that's aligned. And I know you're all about that, building a business that's aligned, that's in flow, that's truly you. And obviously we're not all the hats. We can't really manage all of those, right? And
Right.
and to stick to your zone of genius is really cool. So anyone who wants to be on your podcast, make sure you throw some links in the chat so that people can
connect.
Yeah,
so cool.
definitely connect with Dan. His business is Leaders Must Lead, and his podcast.
Perfect.
Yeah, truly. And he's got the Dreams Are Real podcast as well. He loves teasing stories out of people and sharing them in an impactful way, because he really does believe everyone's story matters. And so you guys will be a really, really good connection. Even this is why this is so powerful, is because you can connect with Dan, and no doubt Dan's going to search all through his network and connect you with so many people who'll be a good fit for your podcast, and vice versa. Right? When you meet people on here, you don't meet just one person, you meet their network, of people who they can search through, and that can just have the ball rolling. That's why it's so cool that the community, everyone's inviting their friends into the Facebook group, is because it's so impactful, and it just leverages off everyone's heart and their network. So really, really cool. Let me just ask you a quick question. Why is it that you do what you do? Why is it important for people that they overcome this sort of hurdle of their first 10K months and start to leverage more of a team and get into those multiple 6 figures? Why is that a pull for you?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's 2 reasons. One is I was a professional overscheduler, burnout, doing too much, not aligned person in multiple areas of my life at one point or another. And I don't want anybody else to have that experience. And I have a great system that if all you do is follow the steps, and makes it really easy to grow. But in a bigger sense too, there's so many incredible people who have such just amazing offers and skills and talents to bring to the world, and they're stuck in a place where they're not at the level that they could be, just because they don't have the knowledge or the skill set yet. And I want to change that. That's what's really important for me.
Beautiful. Yeah, the more people can do that, the more people can stick to their zone of genius. And if everyone's in their zone of genius, that's when you really start to contribute to the world at the level you can.
Right.
And you're just the facilitator that allows people to get that knowledge, right, of how to create that shift.
Mark. Yeah. So thank you very much. That's really sweet.
You're welcome. Is there anyone else you're looking to connect with?
What's that?
Is there anyone else you're looking to connect with? Anyone else we can search through our network and find for you?
Just like clients, podcast guests, and places for me to be a guest, I think is a lot. So let's start there. And I just look forward to getting to know everybody.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone in here is awesome. They definitely looking to connect. Obviously, you can see in the chat, everyone's digging your story, and That's beautiful. Anything else you want to share with us?
No, I'm excited that I was able to hop on kind of last minute. So very grateful, and I love how the universe works.
Awesome. Yeah, me too. Don't you don't you just love the just the situations we find ourselves in? That's what I love. I think every day is a mystery for me. I've got no clue what's going to happen, but I just follow.
It's all good. No, thank you. I really appreciate the time.
Hey, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Thanks for jumping on.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's what it's all about. Hey, so anyone who has a podcast, anyone who is looking for guests, that's really where this group thrives, is because everyone's got, at some level, most people have some sort of platform, and everyone on here's got such a wide variety of experience and expertise and skills. I've interviewed a lot of you on my podcast as well, and it's really cool to just basically learn from all of you and share you with with my audience. And one thing that I want to mention also is that anyone who jumps on the recording, I'm not too sure what's happening, but basically, whenever someone's viewing the recording on YouTube, I want to make sure that a lot of your links are in the comments as well, so that all the views, anyone who's viewing, can also connect with you and reach out, and it'll just be another source of traffic for you guys. So I always post the recording in the Slack channel, but you can obviously just reach out and ask for it if you like. I can always share it with you, just so when you jump on the recording, you can put your links or share what it is you do in the comments, so that everyone can do that. I know even with the call a couple of weeks ago that's got over 1,000 views. I don't know how many views it's going to get. It's just skyrocketing. But yeah, there's only one comment. I think Jeff was the one that commented on there. So yeah, that only had one comment. I'm like, man, if all of you guys had your links there, you might be able to connect with some other people. So Emmy, your chat set to all panelists. So you're thanking me, and I appreciate that. But if you want to share your gratitude, you can set your chat to all panelists and attendees, so everyone can have a look. Let's grab Rachel. If you're free to jump on and have a chat, let's make it happen. Yet another person that I've been on their podcast, they've been on mine. How are you, Rachel? When your Zoom catches up, feel free to unmute yourself, do whatever you need to do. Hello.
Hello. Hello, how are you, Tyson?
I'm doing well. How are you this morning?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, if you haven't already, feel free to share your podcast and everything in the chat, and people can jump on and give it a look. And so it's awesome to have you on here. It's cool for you to just share with the members here. What did you do? How did you do it? How is it that you're a superstar?
Yeah, cool. So yeah, I did put my links in, but you can find me at by Rachel White on all social media. I work with spiritual leaders who want to up-level their impact, life, and income. And I really just love working with people, mostly women, but all people who associate themselves as leaders, to just make the impact that they long to make. And I think when we start to lean into our impact in a way that feels really good for our life as well, we change the world. And I have like this, I guess, vision for world peace, and I know that it really starts with one person at a time. So yeah, that's basically what I do. Sorry, I missed. What was your other questions?
So yeah, basically, I mean, everyone can get a sense of what you do and how you do it. Another question we love asking is, you know, how can we help? Who can we connect you with? What are you looking to do next? What's sort of on your radar as your next steps?
Yeah, well, I actually have a few things going now that I am actively looking for collaborations with. So I'll just throw it all out there and see if anyone knows anything to help with this. So like, one, I do have my podcast, the Gentle Podcast. I actually am in the process of rebranding it. This is like the first place I'm ever sharing this on, but I'm rebranding it to the Spirited Leaders podcast. And I love how a lot of the I had a look at like the links everyone was sharing, and a lot of it's based around leadership. So I would really be interested to interview or anyone that has a focus on like leadership, business, or spirituality for my podcast, especially coming into the rebrand that it's probably about a month away. But yeah, that'd be cool. I'm always looking to interview people, and I always love being interviewed on other podcasts as well. So I'm keen to be a guest on anyone's podcast or online summits or any speaking opportunity. I always love to get into. I also have my new Facebook group, Spirited Leaders. I'm hosting an online summit next week. So if anyone is interested, it's free to attend. I put a link to the Spirited Leaders group. So you're welcome to join my group if you want to get in on my summit. And the big thing that I'm looking for collaboration on at the moment is I also haven't announced anything about this anywhere yet, but I'm launching this new project, and I don't want to share the exact details, but it's going to be under my brand of Spirited Leaders. And I am looking to collaborate with like 4 different people, a graphic designer / like social media wizard, and I guess like a more salesy person that really loves like to network and has experience in sales, and some I guess content contributors as well. It would kind of make more sense if I said what it was, but I feel like I'm not ready to quite announce it yet. But if you know anyone with those skills that would like to do some work kind of like in exchange for coaching and commission-based income, I would love to connect with them, and I would share more details with anyone that might be interested.
What a hook. What a hook. I feel like we're given some sort of inside scoop, but then also left wanting more.
Yeah. It will all be announced soon.
All will be announced soon. Just stay tuned. That's cool. Yeah, I definitely know people in the areas of graphics, in the areas of sales and networking, in the areas of building those collaborations and content creation, all those things. So yeah, we can obviously have a chat afterwards, and I can connect with a few people. No doubt people in here as well will be able to search through their networks. If they don't have those skills specifically, they can obviously find out who they can connect you with as well. So feel free to join the Slack channel, because everyone will be able to jump on there, and we'll be able to connect with you personally as a personal message, and you can just share links on where you can connect further. But yeah, that would be really, really cool. You've obviously got awesome stuff on the horizon where you just love adding value, and you love just expanding yourself out there and building a team so that everyone can benefit from that. So that's awesome. Is there anything else that you want to share? Anything that's coming through for you?
Not really, just that it's really nice to finally get on one of these calls. I've been planning to for like a few weeks now, but something's come up, so it's really cool just to get on and see what you guys are doing here. And it looks like a really cool group of people are always joining.
Definitely.
So it's nice to meet you all.
Awesome. Well, thanks for jumping on. It's awesome to see you on here.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, and we get awesome people coming each week, because a lot of you guys are just sending out invites to friends and on your social media, and just sharing the word. I know a lot of you just put in on your Facebook profiles just a simple post saying, "Hey, I just jumped on this collaboration call. Feel free to message me if you want to jump on as well." Things like that, and that's why not only the group's growing, but also these sort of calls are growing, and we're getting new people on each time, and everyone's watching the recordings and things like that. So it's definitely been cool. I'm going to continue doing it if you guys are continuing benefiting from it. So more than happy to do that. And if you want to be a part of sharing this and inviting some friends and allowing them to speak as well, I always have opportunities for people to jump on and share their business. It comes from a really, really cool place when you reach out to someone and say, "Look, I just want to, gift you this opportunity that this group's putting on a collaborative call. It's called the Service Circle, and it'd be awesome if you wanted to speak." And you can obviously connect them with me, let them know they want to be a speaker, and they can jump on for 10, 15 minutes or so and connect with all of you. And so I think that's a really, really cool way to do that. And it's one thing that I know I was talking about this a lot, but the reason why I started this is because of the Wayne Dyer quote, whatever you want it more for other people than you do for yourself. And it comes from such a cool place of abundance and kindness. And that's basically what you guys are doing when you give someone the opportunity. Obviously, we all want more opportunities to speak and to meet new people. When you reach out to someone and say, hey, would it be cool if I let Tyson know to put you on his platform and to share your business? You do that from a place of kindness. You can feel the abundance. You can feel the level of kindness. You can feel the level of connection. And that vibration flowing in your business is that's the energy that I love working from. And it's definitely this new energy, this new wave of energy that the business owners are starting to flow through. It's just, how can you serve? How can you help? How can your divine genius flow through you without any expectation of what you want, in return? And obviously more and more starts to happen that your mind can't see, right? Beautiful, beautiful. Shawnee, if you want to jump on, we only just met, but I invited you on and you're on here. So if you can feel free to jump on if you like, I can promote you to a panelist and you can share what it is you do, how it is you do it, all those really cool things. Hello and welcome. Hopefully you're still there. If not, we'll be able to, we'll know. But if you're there, you can feel free to unmute your mic and we can
Hi, can you hear me now?
I can. Am I pronouncing your name right?
Shani.
Shani. Okay, great. Awesome. Well, welcome to the group.
Thank you.
A lot of people here. We actually haven't had a chat about this yet, but I'm looking to get a lot more information on the mental health service and mental health aspect. And that's why I jumped in your group and started meeting I haven't met anyone from your group yet, but I reached out to you and saw you doing some really, really cool things. So it's a pleasure to introduce you to this crew and explain what it is you do, how it is you do it, and who we can connect you with.
Well, Shani Jackson. I want to first start by saying thank you for bringing me to this call.
You're welcome.
I just feel honored to be invited and everything. I do several different things. I'm the person with many hats, put it that way.
Yeah.
I have 3 businesses. One of them is book publishing, graphic design. Those are some things that I'm doing. I'm actually actively a part of this group that is teaching financial literacy on how to build your credit, on how to do real estate, on how to do trades and things like that. I'm looking for 5,000 people that I can connect with and help them to become millionaires for the purpose of bringing change in urban communities. So those are the types of people I want to connect with. I want to empower people. It's my mission to end poverty, because poverty is one of the reason why people commit crimes is because they are in poverty. If a person has more than enough, they have no reason to rob anybody. They have no reason to steal from anybody. They have no reason to try to kill anybody or hurt anybody in any kind of way, because they have abundance. So that's my mission in life, is to end poverty and help people on a large scale, not just my family and the people that's connected to me, but people I don't even know, strangers I don't even know. And so that's why I'm here, and I want to connect with people who are business owners, people who are good at sales. I would like to connect with other designers, coaches. I want to connect with just about everybody who has a heart, who wants to end poverty, who cares about other people. You know, those are the type of people I want to connect with, people who are not selfish, but people who care about changing the world. Those are the type of people I want to connect with.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. And you don't know this yet, but a lot of people in this group and in the Facebook group contribute to a lot of causes around the world in terms of some projects in Malawi, in Kenya, in India, in all areas of education, health, of homing, all those really cool projects of people just being able to create a difference in those areas. And yeah, each month we come together and we create a difference around the world. And I think to date, I think it's been, it's close to, I think it's about 7,000 or 8,000 impacts we've created around the world, whether that be amount of days for water or food, or giving children education, all those really cool things. So a lot of people in here obviously are coming from that place of wanting to make a difference, wanting to serve. And that's clearly you as well. When we're impacting and we're coming from a place of how may I serve, that's when we get those high level ideas and that creativity and that flow, and things start to happen. So yeah, no doubt you can connect with some very, very aligned people on this call as well. Just give us I'd love to ask you just a quick question around why is it you're doing what you're doing now? Give us a quick rundown of your story.
Well, my story, let's see, where do I start with my story? It's the question. Because I've been through a lot in my life. Like, I started my business because here I am, this woman, very educated, associate's degree, bachelor's degree, master's degree, but yet nobody would hire me. Nobody. But then I said, I was forced into entrepreneurship. I said, okay, I got to do something with my life. And that's when I started my very first business, Shamanj Gifts LLC. And that's where I started to publish my own books, because I watched I did a vision board, and I put the name of the company I wanted to start and all the things that I wanted to do on the board. And one of my friends said, hey, when I graduated, he said, I'm going to give you a website for free. You don't even have to pay for it. I'm like, okay, I don't have a business yet, but okay. So he gave me the website. And then as time went on, a lot of things on that vision board started to manifest. I started my company. I started publishing books. I published for a few clients. I have published 13 books. My recent project is a journal called Build and Maximize Your Connections. It was definitely divinely inspired. I go to a church that teaches business from a biblical standpoint, and my mentor, he's teaching us how to get products from overseas and put our company name on and get them into major retail stores and things like that. So that's something else I can teach people. You know what I mean? Because these are things that I'm learning, and I've been going there for a total of 3 years and things like that. So I have to say that it's just a blessing to have all this knowledge and to just be able to help people and things like that. So it's like things that people don't know that they can do. So it's just amazing.
So you've obviously been forced into entrepreneurship because no one would hire you, but now you've developed all of these skills and all of this knowledge that you just have the heart to want to share it and want to, create opportunities for people to also find some success in their life. And obviously those who are aligned with also make a difference. And it seems like poverty is something that is a pull for you. And so anyone who has, that type of vision as well, yeah, can definitely feel free to connect and and make a difference in that area?
Yeah. I'm right now actually at 9 o'clock. I have another call on business credit and stuff like that. Well, not business credit, the personal credit, on fixing your personal credit and stuff like that. So, but if anybody on this call want to reach me, you guys can message me on Facebook. My name is Shani Monet Jackson, and it's spelled SHAWNEMONET
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, feel free to put any links if you can in the chat as well, and
Okay.
make sure people can do that. And if you want to jump on the Slack channel as well, there's a lot of other people here who've been on these calls, and yeah, they'd love to connect. And feel free to reach out and put in there what it is you do, how did you do it, and any links you want to share with everyone as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful, awesome. Is there anything else you want to share? Anything else that comes to mind that we might be able to help with?
Well, I'm kind of new to this, but I'll let you know as time goes on, as we're building, connections and all that good stuff. So,
Awesome. Easy done. Yeah, just definitely keep us posted. Everyone reaches out to me and they always send me a message saying, I'm looking to connect with someone like this. And I'm like, awesome. I search through my network. I connect people. So anyone who just comes to mind of someone that would be a really, really good connection, or someone you want to collaborate with, or a certain skill set that you're looking to connect with, then yeah, shoot me a message. Let me know. I'll always I'll search through my network and see who I can connect you with.
all right. I definitely appreciate that.
Awesome. No problem. Thanks for jumping on. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. No problem.
Awesome. Take care now.
All right. You too.
Beautiful, guys. If anyone else wants to jump on, let me know. Feel free to type. I think Barb also has it'd be cool for Barb to share a bit about her podcast. If you want to jump on, Barb, just let us know. She's been working on her podcast for a while, and it's such a cool place. Everyone's cheering you on, Barb. If you're free, we don't know if you're free or not, but it'd be cool. It'd be good to share and everyone to hear about what you're up to. But as I just mentioned as well, if anyone wants to help me out, a lot of people in the community, yeah, Barb's ready to jump on. Awesome. Anyone in the community who saw my post, I'm looking to really get some more information about the mental health field and people who have started their own mental health practice, and especially online. So in terms of psychologists, in terms of people, counselors, psychotherapists, all those really cool disciplines in mental health. I know a lot of them struggle to build their business, and it's a tough journey. I'm really looking to shift the way we do business and teach it from a very, very different place. It's a place of love and a place of spirit that's led by more of who and what you are. And so I'm looking to create a program to really help people in the mental health field build their business similar to how I've built my business, in the way of community, in the way of connections, in the way of doing calls like this just from your heart, from your calling. And so I'm looking to connect with more people to just do some market research. So anyone you know who's in that sort of field, and you know some mental health practitioners, of psychologists or counselors or psychotherapists, hypnotherapists, all those sort of connections, whether they are one themselves or they're in that field and do know a lot about that area, I'd love to connect with them to just do some market research and use my brain and my heart to see how I can serve that community. Because I think anyone who can align with me with really heightening the level of consciousness of the planet, especially entrepreneurs, then I'd love to sort of create a program and teach them what I've done here and help them on that journey. So anyone who has those sort of connections, feel free to hook me up. and engage with me. So that would be awesome. Let's invite Barb on, because Barb's awesome. We all know her. She's more popular than me. I don't hold any grudges. Let's invite her on. Barb, how are ya? You need to unmute yourself. There we
Tyson,
go.
I wasn't expecting this tonight. I'm sitting outside of my deck.
I wasn't expecting it either. Just this call just popped up on me.
Oh, great. Well, yeah, I just published a podcast called Love Lives Here with Barb Gibson, and it's been a while in the making. You connected me with an amazing podcast producer, and how this started was I used to be a taxi driver, and every time somebody got in my vehicle, it was like magic happened, and I didn't even realize that this would happen, and it just started happening. And what I say by magic was there was a space created between me and the customer and what I call the voice of love. You might call it God, universe, source, whatever. We're all talking the same thing, and it's this deep connection inside you that leads you, guides you, knows you in such intimate, personal ways. And we would just start having conversations. And one of the questions we would ask was, let's ask what I would say the voice of love or God, whatever they were comfortable with, thinks of you. And people would hear amazing stuff. And what I loved about it was that they would know that they were intimately seen, known, and loved. And some of the coolest things would happen, Tyson. It was so neat. And so I'm just walking this out, and the voice of love has talked to me, myself, at 60 years old, to there's the little 5-year-old in me that we always talk about that wanted to be seen, known, and loved in a bigger way than she's ever been. And many people don't know that this would happen for me and with other people. And I always say I was kind of incognito in a taxi. And the voice of love is just encouraged me to share on a bigger stage. And so I've started this podcast, and Evan, the podcast producer, he has offered to be my taxi customer, and some amazing things are happening in his life. His life is changing, and people get to hear it as the podcast is happening. And I've never done anything like this, and as I'm doing it, I'm learning, and what would I do different, and how do I want to change it? And what it's done, Tyson, your encouragement and stuff is like, this is expansion. And so taking that step has created more expansion. And so I'm on a journey. If anybody wants to join the journey, go to your favorite podcast platform and look for Love Lives Here with Barb Gibson.
Definitely. Yeah, as soon as we had the chat, it was, a month or so ago now, or more than that, when you were saying we were on the phone, you were like, man, I've got this voice in me that wants to come out. I'm like, let it come out. And anyone who is in that space, has those doubts, like you say, that 5-year-old that has all the fears of people won't listen to it. They won't, I don't know how to start. I don't know what to do. I've never done this before. Am I too late in starting this? Whatever happens. But then I asked you, I said, what voice would want to come through that you would want to share, and you'd want to share it with the world for you? Where it didn't matter who the hell was listening, but it was in a space of, this is your expansion, right? Yeah. This is your expansion, not theirs. And that's really when you started saying, okay, there's definitely this voice of love flowing through me that I want to share with the world for me, right? Because it's in my expansion. Yeah. And the law, it's just the law of Dharma basically says, if something's in you that's coming out, there has to be someone out there that needs to receive it, right? We don't have this divine energy, this divine gift that flows through us that's uniquely ours, right? It's uniquely ours, but it doesn't flow through if there isn't someone who's willing to receive it and who needs to receive it, right? And vice versa. If you have this thing in you, you're like, oh man, there's this thing that I really want to connect with. If you are in that vibration, the synchronicities happen. You meet the right people, things come your way. You just start getting some signs, and things just start to happen. And so that's a good reminder that you're sharing here for everyone on the call, is basically, if you have something flowing through you, right, release it to the world for you, right? Because that's what's flowing through you. That's beautiful. How do you feel now? How do you feel now that it's out there, it's released, it's published, and people are listening to it?
It's really exciting and a little bit scary. And so the scary part, I'm loving her, and that's okay. It's okay. This is all new. This is fun. But probably some of the scarier part is it's on a bigger platform. It's on a different platform. And I just have to remind myself what happened in the taxi, because the same thing is happening. I haven't shared it with a lot of people, but the people that I have, I'm starting to get comments and like, wow, this really affected me this way and this happened that way. And I just have to, I don't have to, but I know love so well that I trust that more than myself. And whatever is said is going to make an impact. And it always happened in the taxi, and I had to give up my thoughts about it. As soon as somebody would get out, I might think like, oh, why did I say that? Or I shouldn't have said that. And I was able to really quickly go like, no, whatever happened was meant to be, and it was perfect. And just like how the voice of love would show up for people and say something that would make no sense to me, but as we would open it up a little bit more, it would make complete sense to them and really touch them at deep levels. And so many tears, and the tears were release of, I'm seen, I'm known, I'm safe in this space. And it was amazing. So I just keep going back to that about the podcast and just let it be. And it's beautiful. It's exciting. It's exciting for her to be seen.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
doing this for her.
Definitely. And the cool thing is, you're living from a place of releasing it and sharing your gift without any expectation on what it leads to, what it should look like. A lot of people think, oh yeah, I'll follow my heart and take this leap as long as I get this amount of followers, people listen to it, and I get this amount of feedback. But one thing that I love releasing content on and coaching people on is definitely, when you follow your heart truly, you have to do it without any expectation. There's no expectation on your leap of what it should or shouldn't look like, right? And that's really what you're living. You're embodying it by releasing this and saying, whatever happens is meant to happen, right? My physical mind doesn't know what's meant to happen, doesn't know what it's meant to look like, but I just have this deep knowing and deep trust that whatever happens is for my best good, even if I can't see why, right?
That's a big platform in my life, is everything that's happened is working for my good. Doesn't matter what it looks like in the moment. And probably my biggest testimony of that is my husband passing away 14 years ago, very unexpectedly. And in that moment, it seemed like the most terrible thing in my life. And now I can say it's one of the most beautiful gifts I've ever been given. And it's just so, love is amazing. So
that's why you come from
you can
such
tell
a place
I'm
of
really
love.
passionate, and
Totally.
I believe this, and I live it, and it's available to anybody. Everyone is loved like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And everyone's starting to know why everyone falls in love with you. It's because you just give with your heart, you give with authenticity and openness and vulnerability. And that's what's making your podcast such a valuable piece of content, is because it's definitely coming from that place. So before we finish up, is there anything else that you want to add, or anything else that you want to say?
I guess what I could ask of you is, if you listen to my podcast on iTunes, that's the only platform that you can rate it or comment. And I would love anybody's feedback. So,
Totally. Yeah, definitely.
thank you.
anyone who listens to anyone else's podcast, whether you meet them here or somewhere else, always jump on iTunes and give them a rating and review. Make sure you listen to it first and make sure it's coming from a place of honesty.
Sincere.
But yeah, definitely they always help, and it's always just a small gesture that people can do that can really mean a lot. And so that's what Barb's doing. Feel free to jump on her. Did you put any links in the chat to your podcast?
You know what? I don't even know how to put a link in there, Tyson.
That's okay. You can figure it out. You can put it on in the Slack channel as well, so people can find it. Awesome. But thanks so much for jumping on. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, Tyson.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I was a little bit distracted. I'm looking in the forest, trying to see if I can see some bears or something. We are done, guys. Once again, if anyone's keen to share this, if anyone wants to jump on the recording and put in their links on the YouTube channel, type in one in the chat just so I know, because I can go back and look at this chat. Type in one if you're keen to share this, if you want to be part of the people who are spreading the word, who are inviting people, who want the link to the recording. And I can definitely make sure that you get the link so that we can grow this together, and I can introduce you to some more people. I can and do what I can to make sure that everyone's in the space of building their network and doing it from a place of love, kindness, generosity, and coming from that place of service. So if you are here, I know a lot of people reach out to me during the week as well, wanting the recording and wanting to know how they can share it. You can do this right now. If you can just type in on Facebook and just have a post that says, I was just on this collaborative call, right, called the Serving Circle. If anyone wants to join, let me know. And I can always send you the link later on to invite people personally as well. But that's the hour, guys. Thanks so much for joining live. It's the same day, same time each week. So feel free to throw it in your phone, in your calendar. I'll have some more and more people next week that I can introduce you to. And if you ever want to speak and you haven't had a speaking opportunity in a while, just let me know. More than happy for returning guests to jump on and share what it is you're all about. Always a pleasure, my friends. I shall see you in the group. Those of you who are jumping on the coaching call tomorrow, I'll see you there, same time. And hope you have a great rest of the week, guys. If you ever want to reach out and say hi, feel free to do so. Have a great one, guys. Take care.